Hey, Doc, welcome to the UCM podcast for today. Very excited to be with you. This is Dr. Bill Davis, and I'm excited to talk about something that really it's going to impact every single one of you, and that's transitioning out of practice well. So whether you're ready to do that now, you're ready to retire, you're ready to sell your practice, you're ready to transition your practice to an associate or to a family member, or whatever it is. If you're at that stage now, what we call practice growth stage 7, the legacy doc stage, then this is going to be very timely for you. But I would encourage you, no matter where you are, you've got to have a plan. You've got to have a plan on what you're going to do with your practice, because at some point you're not going to be able to practice anymore, right? Either through death or disability or disease or just disinterest, right? At some point you're going to pass on your practice to someone else. It's going to go to someone else. And so having a legacy transition plan in place so that you can keep your practice that you've built, that you've poured into your life, in many ways, your sweat and tears and blood into, you want it to keep going and serving your community. And so having that transition plan in place is key. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Legacy doc stage. And everybody's going to get here at some point, whether you're here now or you're going to be here later. And so this is the key. Understanding what you want to do. Are you going to what I don't want you to do, Doc, is I don't want you to just close the practice, right? I don't want you to just say, hey, oh, well, I'm done and I'm going to just close my doors and my patients will just have to find another doctor someplace else, right? We want your practice to go on. We want it to be a continued just beacon of hope and healing in your community, right? And so without a proper plan in place, unfortunately, that's what a lot of doctors do. They get, in their 60s or 70s or 80s or whatever, and they just close their practices because they don't have a plan to transition well. And so what is your plan? If you don't have a plan, then starting to develop one is really important. And this is something that we do a lot with doctors even right now, is working with them on this legacy transition plan. How to set that up with every possible way, the finances of it, the branding and marketing of it, the plan when it comes to passing it on to someone else and making sure that they're going to thrive with your practice as you are no longer in it. What is that plan? Is it a 1-year plan, a 3-year plan, a 5-year plan, whatever it is? Having a clear picture of that is really, really important, and being able to lay that out in an actual plan with an actual, letter or an agreement that is in place is really, really crucial. So helping doctors do that is something that we do as part of our practice growth sessions, is, sit with doctors and really work through this legacy transition plan. And so, a big part of it is what are you going to do, right? Are you going to sell it? Are you going to pass it on to your kids? Are you going to retire and sell it to someone else? Or are you going to bring on an associate and then transition to them? What is the plan? And so in this stage of business, when you get to that stage, if you're in that stage now, or you're planning on doing it later, you've got to be thinking about transferring ownership, setting up that succession plan so that you can leave your upper cervical practice in great hands, and really just focusing on the right things at the right time is really, really crucial. So here's some, there's some skills that you really need to level up. Planning for the future, ensuring you're working with the right people and have a plan in place to transfer all aspects of your business to new owners. That includes the leadership, the financial, the legal, the reputation, and brand, right? So if you don't have any idea where to start with this, I encourage you to just have a conversation with us. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what the plan is and start to really put some pieces in place when it comes to all of this, because it is so crucial, Doc. I don't want your practice to just go away. I want it to go on for years and years to continue to serve your community. And so this is how we can help you. If you're in this legacy doc stage, or if you just want to get the pieces in place now because it's important to you, in my with our business with UCM, I have this all laid out. I have a clear plan on what happens if I was to go home and to be with the Lord. If I was, if it was today was my last day, I know exactly what needs to happen. My wife is clear on that. Our team is clear. So we have a plan in place. And so, do you have that plan? If none of us know how many days we have left. And so if you were to go today, what would happen to your practice? Right? Do you have that plan in place? Encourage you to get it in place if you don't, and we can help you do that. So I would just encourage you to go over to the website, go to ucmgrow.com. That's a new version of our website, easier to remember, easier to say, ucmgrow.com. It's going to take you there. Click on Start Growing, get an initial conversation with us, start talking about this legacy transition planning and what you need to do to get everything dialed in. So appreciate you, docs. Appreciate you listening today. Make sure you get this plan in place to have your practice go on for years to come. And as we always say, go team upper cervical.